Good day, my people, my people, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood, also known as Alan Palmer. I'm St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora machismo. My people, today I'm going to review the Song of Silence. On the surface, the Song of Silence seems to be a nice little folk song. But this song is indeed a very powerful song. And within this song, there is a lot of codes, secret messages, and prophecies. Yes, I say prophecy, the foretelling of the future. The average person will not be able to distinguish the difference between the codes, the secret messages, and the prophecies that are embedded in this song. But to the trained ears, will be able to tell the difference. Let us dive into the song and see what we can glean and understand from this song, the Song of Silence. The first line of this song starts, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." We know in this world we always talk about two opposing forces. We have good and we have bad. We have righteousness and we have unrighteousness. We have darkness and we have light. Good, righteousness, and light. These qualities are always associated with the God of creation. And darkness, bad, and unrighteousness, these qualities are always associated with Lucifer, who was later transformed into Satan. So here we see in the beginning of this song, the writer is having a conversation with one who is called darkness, and he refers to darkness as his old friend. In this case, darkness refers to Satan, the angel formerly known as Lucifer. The fact that he referred to darkness as his old friend, it means that their relationship is not a new relationship, but their relationship is a relationship that has seen many years and many experiences between both the writer of this song and Satan. The second line of this song says, "I come to talk with you again." So here we see the author of this song is having a conversation with Satan. Not only that, he is having a conversation with him again. That means there have been several conversations between the writer and the singers of these songs and Satan himself. And this is why he was having a conversation with Satan at this stage. Because the vision, softly creeping, left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the Song of Silence. What we gather here is one of the ways in which Satan communicates with those people who are his friends is by planting visions in their heads, giving them premonitions or communicating with them subliminally. In this case, the communication was a vision that was planted in his brain, which still remains. Based on the vision that was planted in the writer's head, it gave him the impression that he needed to communicate with Satan immediately. He communicated with him. He knew he had to come and speak to him. And in this case, the vision came as a dream. And you can tell the dream was not a pleasant dream. The dream was a disturbing dream, because this dream disturbed his sleep. He says in the second part, "In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone." This part has what is called a double entendre. That means it has two meanings. In restless dream I walk alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, meaning that no matter what he did, he couldn't avoid getting away from the dream. He couldn't avoid escaping this communication with Lucifer. And whatever the request Lucifer made of him, it was a request that he could not share with anyone else. Today we have seen the case where popular rapper and producer Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, found himself in an entanglement of perverted behaviors.
Overnight, heavily armed federal authorities staging coordinated coast-to-coast raids at properties belonging to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Homeland Security investigations team seen descending on his multi-million-dollar home in Los Angeles, going room to room and hauling away boxes. Across the country, more investigators swarmed the rapper's property in a wealthy section of Miami, appearing to carry out a laptop. Multiple sources tell NBC News Combs was in Miami during the searches and had several phones seized before.
One of the things we have to realize is Sean Puff Daddy Combs have been receiving monies from Lucifer and the children of Lucifer. And he was required to do some sacrifices, destroy some lives to make Lucifer feel happy and to show his loyalty to Lucifer. Every act of homosexuality, every act of rape, every act of exploitation and human trafficking was a sacrifice Sean Combs did to Lucifer to ensure that he continued to get the favors of Satan. Another meaning to this part is no matter what they do, they cannot share it. They have to keep it to themselves because sharing it will change the perception the public have about them and will even get them in trouble, serious trouble with the law and with Lucifer and his followers. The end of this part of the song says, "When my eyes were stabbed by the flashing neon lights that split the night." What does this mean? This means celebrity, fame, fortune, recognition. For in the early days of show business, what every person aimed for is to see their names in lights. This means that you are the star of the show. This means you made it. And this means you are high in the echelon of show business. The third part of the song says, "And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share, for no one dare disturb the song of silence." In order for you to fully understand this part of the song, we will have to skip over it. We will have to return to this part of the song a little later. For in order for you to fully understand this part of the song, we have to first clarify something at the end of the song, which will in turn lend greater simplicity to understanding this part of the song. The fourth part of the song says, "Fools say hi, do you not know? Silence like a cancer grow. Hear my words and I will teach you. Take my hands and I will reach you." Let us take the first line of this part of the song. Fools say I, do you not know? Silence like a cancer grow. What we have to understand is that man or human are social creatures. We have a tendency to always communicate with each other and to share with each other our accomplishments and our failures, but more so our accomplishments. Even a thief is ready and willing to share his stories about what he has stolen and how he did it. But in most cases, to reveal what you did and how you do it can land you in serious trouble. So many people are forced to carry the secrets of the sacrifices they made, of the wicked things they do, and the immoral life they lived to themselves. And this is like a cancer. It eats you out inside because you have a desire to let people know that this is what you have done, so you can boast to them what you have accomplished. But you are afraid because to share this information, it can land you in hot water. For example, it is said that TD Jakes have been involved in a lot of Puff Daddy Sean Combs parties. And it's also alleged that TD Jakes has been involved in a lot of vile activities while he partook in these parties, which includes threesomes, homosexuality, and other things. giving and having fellatios done on him. He wanted the world to know, but he could not come out and tell the world, this is what I've done. So he found a new way to push the perimeter, and this is what he did. Listen to this short video clip, after which I will explain what actually happened here.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret and let the world know, if it had not been for the Lord that was on my side, I would have been, I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point.
One of the very important things we must realize here, that when T.D. Jakes was speaking in this forum to these people, he was actually speaking about himself and experiences that he encountered and had to deal with. What is most interesting is that he made a homosexual reference to himself by saying that he must come out of the closet. We all know the terms being in the closet refer to a person who is involved in homosexuality. It's a secret. No one knows but themselves and just a few people in their inner circle. To come out of the closet is to make it public. And in his desire to share his experiences without letting anyone know what he is actually speaking about, he began to speak of having a fellatio or giving a fellatio and what was expected of them, which is to swallow the sperm the other man discharged into their mouths. So all of this thing about swallow, listen to the way he's pronouncing the word swallow repeatedly. It gives a sexual tone or a sexual vibe to it, doesn't it? One of the things we have to remember is the evil power that be controls every aspect of life in this place. If you are going to have a successful TV ministry, it falls under show business, and it is controlled by the evil powers that be. T.D. Jakes had one of the biggest prosperity ministry in the United States of America. He is on television on a consistently regular basis. He became a multimillionaire just by his ministry. He have acquired large estates, private jets and other luxuries based on his ministry. He is also involved in the recording industry, and he is a best-selling author. The evil powers that be does not allow you to accumulate all of these things without you are a part of the evil agenda of the evil powers that be. And like all of the other superstars, T.D. Jakes were required to offer sacrifice. He was pretending to be worshipping the God of creation, but his true master is the Baphomet, Satan, once known as Lucifer. The next part of the song says, "Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my hands that I might reach you." This is actually the courting stage in getting in the relationship with Lucifer, where he pretends that all will be well, you will learn, and he will take you places until you reach to a place of no return, no turning back. The last part of the song is very interesting. And here we have an encounter with lights again, neon. This says, "And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made." So the neon god is what? Celebrity, fame, fortune, recognition, popularity. Many people will die just for this. And they make all kind of strange deals and arrangements to experience these things, even for a brief moment. Do you remember that part of the song we jumped over earlier? The part of the song we should get back to? Here is where we go back to that part of the song. So the last part of the song says, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And we know the neon god is celebrity, fame, fortune, popularity, and monies. But that part of the song we jumped over says, in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never heard. So what it is speaking about is people in show business. Here is where things get a little strange. But here we see the signs have a new role. And it says, and the signs flash out its warning in the words that it was forming. So here we see the signs were now giving a message. And the message says, the sign says, the words of the prophets are written on the subway wall, tenement hall. What does this mean? In order for me to help you understand what this means, we will have to take a ride to Hollywood. Let's go. This is where the Hollywood Walk of Fame is situated. Now we are going to get into some strange things here. The road that is right off the Hollywood Walk of Fame is Hollywood Boulevard. And beneath Hollywood Boulevard, which occupies also the sidewalks, is the train, the B line or the red line as it is also called. It runs along Hollywood Boulevard, and as you can see when we came out of the train station, it also entails the sidewalks. On both sides of the streets along Hollywood Boulevard, from Hollywood and Vine to Hollywood and Highland and beyond Hollywood and Highland, is the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The song says, the words of the prophets are written on the subway wall. Most people will be thinking about words like, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. This is not what it means. The names of the people are also words, and the words which are their names are written on the subway walls. And this is literal, because beneath the sidewalk is the subway that runs beneath Hollywood Boulevard. Now here is where we get into the prophetic part of this song. The Hollywood Walk of Fame was an idea that was presented in 1953. In 1958, the first star went down as a symbol. 11 years later, in 1964, the song of Silence was written and brought forward. 29 years later, in 1993, the Red Line subway was commissioned. And you have to ask yourself, why didn't they put the Red Line on some other street? Why Hollywood Boulevard? Because a prophecy in the song of Silence, that says, and the names of the prophets were written on the subway wall, had to come to pass. The Baphomet and the evil powers that be ensured that the subway ran under Hollywood Boulevard, where the names of Lucifer's prophets are written. What was interesting is Cat Williams, the comedian. He was offered a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but he rejected it. The question we have to ask, why did Cat Williams reject it? The opportunity to have his star put on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It is because Cat Williams have proven himself to be a righteous man, and he is not one of the prophets of Lucifer. That is why when the opportunity came about, he was moved to reject it and put someone else in his place. And also, the song says, you remember the song says, in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. This just giving you an idea of the amount of profits Lucifer have. And it is only those who have achieved great accomplishments in deceiving men on behalf of Lucifer are given the opportunity to be celebrated with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. My name is Chief Strongblood, also known as Alan Palmer. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the Diaspora Machismo.